I'm addicted for this case. I don't know. I'm also addicted. Even when I wake up, I think about the court.
The Senzo watchers, addicted to the court details emerging from the trial into the footballer's murder. With Bongi Mbonambi cleared to play and two of our best leading the charge in South Africa's new lineup against New Zealand, let the finals begin. Sharing is caring, a groundbreaking ruling on maternity leave affecting new parents, and another fatal mass shooting in the United States. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The makeup of the Springboks team to face New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup final has been announced. Here's Mawande Mateza on what this means for the match.
Scrum half Faf de Klerk and fly half Handré Pollard have replaced Kobus Reinach and Manny Lebok, who are out of the matchday squad completely. The starting 15 features 10 players who started in the last World Cup final back in 2019. And in a remarkable show of confidence, the Bok coaching staff has named 7 forwards and just 1 backline player on the bench. Prop Trevor Nyagane, lock Jean Klein and 8th man Jasper Wiese are the new faces amongst the subs and didn't play in the playoff games against France and England. Meanwhile, hooker Bongi Mbonambi is free to play after World Rugby found insufficient evidence to charge him over the racism allegations made against him. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. on Saturday. Mawande Mateza, Eyewitness News Sport.
9 years ago today, Senzo Meyiwa was killed. The court benches have been filled with police, correctional services officers, and also members of the public. Some have been attending the case on a daily basis. So addicted are they to every detail that comes out. Peter Makubelela, an unemployed man from Shoshanguve, has been attending proceedings since the beginning. His community has nominated him to provide daily report backs.
In my heart, I got something. I did like that guy very much. I did like him. I come here very early. I'm addicted for this case. I don't know. I'm also addicted. Even when I wake up, I think about the court. We meet every day, 5 o'clock, weekends, once a month. We discuss, we talk about this, and then I give them that I got this and this. Some of them, they don't reach the channels whereby they will get this code. Sometimes I got full information what happened today. I'm going to give all details what happened.
5 men are in the dock for Meyiwa's murder in 2014. A maternity victory for both parents, not just the mother. The High Court in Joburg has ruled that new parents should be able to share the 4 months leave that has, up until now, been reserved for mothers. This comes on the back of a challenge to the country's labour laws launched by a Limpopo couple last year. They argued provisions in the basic conditions of the Employment Act, which give mothers 4 months maternity leave and fathers just 10 days off after the birth of a child, were discriminatory. Gauteng Deputy Judge President Ronald Sutherland agreed. He also found the Act discriminated against parents on the basis of whether their children were born of their mother or via surrogacy or were adopted. Now it just needs to be upheld by the Constitutional Court. Jacob Zuma's never-ending and sometimes interconnected court cases are back on the agenda today. Here's Bernadette Wicks.
The former president was back in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg today to argue another application for State Advocate Billy Downer's removal from the arms deal corruption case. In the main, this application rests on the argument that Zuma believes the seasoned State Advocate is biased against him. This isn't the first time he's raised this argument. It formed the basis of his failed 2021 special plea challenging Downer's title to prosecute as well. The main difference in this application is that Zuma now also relies on the fact that he's instituted a private prosecution against Downer. That private prosecution has been set aside as an unlawful abuse of the court process because in reality it's aimed at removing Downer from the case and not convicting him. And while Zuma's appealing that ruling, Advocate Jeff Budlinder for the state has today argued that what he ultimately wants to do with this application is turn the law on its head. Ultimately, Budlinder says Zuma now wants the courts to remove Downer because of what they've found to be an unlawful abuse of process, and that's what it's aimed at. And this, he says, is simply not permissible. Bernadette Wicks, Eyewitness News.
Police have destroyed 800 million rands worth of drugs. That's 5,000 grams of cocaine, mandrax, heroin, and other banned substances. The drugs have been seized in various crime prevention operations throughout the country.
It is a concern, of course, that we continuously do recover a lot of drugs. We are aware that some of these drugs are not ending up in this country. We are being used as in transit to other African countries, like your Asian countries, as well as European countries. So we are being used as in transit, but some of them get consumed within South Africa.
Most of the drugs have been seized in Durban and Cape Town's harbours. Here's a brief look at some international headlines. Schools remain closed as US police hunt for a suspect believed to have opened fire on people in a bowling alley in Maine, leaving at least 22 dead. Police say the gunman then went to a nearby restaurant where he continued his shooting spree. This adds to a list of 565 mass shootings in the US this year. Nearly 1 in 5 adults there have had a family member killed by a gun. And Israel staged a brief targeted incursion into Gaza. It's believed to be the precursor of its threatened ground invasion. Israel confirmed that its army conducted targeted raids overnight. That's after nearly 3 weeks of air bombardments. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has promised that the strikes against Hamas will be brutal. That's it from me, Jane Dutton, the rest of the team. Remember to like and subscribe.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.